welcome to part two of the new FANHOME Batmobile build series. And this is assemblies 3, 4, and 5. There's a total of 120 to build this sucker. So we'll be here for a while. We worked on this for a good while.
That is a lot.
Yes, that is a whole lot. And there's going to be electronics involved too. And just looking at some of the detail stuff. And it has clutch cables for the transmission. We got to trim that cable. So I had to run down and get my calipers. Part of the instructions.
Nice.
It is very, very detailed. And the bell housing is die-cast. There's lots of die-cast on this thing. This thing's going to weigh a ton when it's done. We get 3 magazines with the build. And okay. We have like a little overview of like episodes of the original series. This is the Found and Feathered Finks. We got little summaries of that episode. We get some history of the Batman in the comics, Detective Comics number 27. Little summary of the comics there. History of Batman. These are really cool little magazines. They look comic book size. I haven't checked them yet. I think that's the next one. They send you a binder to put these in.
Very cool. And you get one with each build?
Yep. Each build piece, you get one of these magazines, which at the end is your breakdown of your parts list, numbering everything into the parts, and an instruction manual to how to assemble everything.
Very cool.
So we're building it's going to like the top cowl roll bar piece on the Batmobile, and the antenna piece, the fin on top. Also, it's like a North Star aerial or satellite aerial now. All right, we're going to be doing the lenses. Okay, we got 3 different types of screws on this one.
I think I remember reading that the car that this Batmobile was based off of had an exterior microphone so that they could hear things outside of the car via the microphone.
The 1955 concept Lincoln Futura. And we are going to go ahead and open up Assembly 3. This is going to be the easiest one tonight. This is the Assembly 2. Assembly 4. It's just a front windshield, and there's 2 pieces that go on each side. So that one's going to be the easy one tonight. This one's going to be the fun. We got some electronic we got some wiring in too here for the lights.
Yeah. So this design for the Batmobile was inspired by an encounter the designer had with the shark for the Futura. And originally the concept car was painted white, kind of a iridescent white. And the paint that they used was made up of crushed fish scales. I would kind of want to see what that looks like.
Yeah. In the hands of George Barris, which turned it into the iconic car we know today.
In like, 3 weeks, I think is what he had to make it?
Yeah, I think so. It's like crazy turnaround time.
Yeah. The first person who was given the job said that they couldn't do it in that time, so that's when it passed the Looks like they got everything in there stored really securely.
We got the inside of the upper bar, the outer side. Oh, that's die-cast. heavy duty die cast on that. Inside piece is plastic. Then we got the inside lights. Darn, I should have had my modeling snips, but I'll make do.
Yeah, a pair of flush cutters for.
All kinds of little beauty pieces.
Don't want any of those finding their way to the carpet monster.
Nope. It's worse up here. That's a tile floor on a sun porch. So, and there's a gap. So anything falls in that gap, it's gone for good.
What's that
Gap
sign?
between the wall and the.
Yeah.
I've dropped stuff in there, and yeah, it's still living in there.
You have to get a shop gap or a shop vac and see if you can vacuum it out.
The way it is, it wouldn't even work for that because it drops down too. So fun.
Oh no. Well, don't drop anything important then.
All right, we got the little. Lights here. Give it like a little push, then bend, it pops right off.
So something that's interesting
Mm-hmm.
is that the 66 Batmobile had a emergency bat turn lever, and I didn't watch a whole bunch of the 66 Batman. But
I did when I was little, but it's been.
yeah, essentially that sounds like the 89 Batmobile that, remember the grappling hook that they shot out the side of the car to turn? Yep. That's what that sounds like to me.
It does sound like that a lot.
So I thought that was, when I read about that, I was like, well, that's pretty cool that they kind of made a nod to that in the 89 Batman movie. You wonder what other, movie references that were made in the 89 Batman that referenced the TV show that we didn't catch because, the 66 was kind of before our time.
Mm-hmm. With the, I didn't know if it's true or not, but they're saying that this, of course, nobody watches them anymore, is the Oscars. Mm-hmm. Michael Keaton was actually dressed up as Adam West at the Oscars.
Yeah. Well, they did a kind of a little Batman thing there.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't watch the Oscars. I hardly have time for TV.
I don't think many people do watch the Oscars anymore. These are, if I had my little snips, it would be a little easier. I left them downstairs. Mm-hmm. I'm cutting at the base, so I don't. The stem, I need a stem. What pushes through the little chrome rings for the lights. So I'm making a cut so I can snip them off without damaging them. That what locks them in, locks through.
Yeah.
You get the little chrome ring.
Yeah, I've got some flush cutters that I use when I'm building models.
That's what I got downstairs. I'm gonna grab my calibers, but I didn't grab those. I get my big fingers to work.
I was gonna say that looks tiny.
It is, especially for big old giant meat hooks that I have.
And what are you putting together right now? What is that?
These are the Robar lights. Mm. And then we'll just I'll try to back out. Come on, there you go. 2 down, 2 to go. They snap in through there, and they go right there on the side of the top of the bar. And the most tedious part is just because we have big fingers.
Yeah, I wonder if there's something like you wouldn't want to hold them with like some needle nose pliers or anything like that. You'd want like some soft grip pliers so that you didn't scratch up any of the details.
And that's what I'm afraid of. I dropped it and it popped right out.
Is that part going to require some glue?
It'll get sandwiched in between this, and that's what holds it in place. Okay. Get you back together there. There's a little bar that goes across and it locks it in place.
Mm-hmm.
I got it here in a second. That's the next step.
Putting the bar on to lock it in.
Yep.
That way they won't keep flying off.
I can get my fingers to cooperate. Yeah. That's your home. You want to live in your home. Okay. This one goes here. And I just knock that one out.
I wonder if something like a nylon jaw pliers would be helpful.
Probably so.
They probably have some that are made for like jewelry making or something that would do the trick. Sometimes though, those nylon jaw pliers they get kind of bulky.
Probably less bulky than my big old fat fingers. I think this is going to be the most tedious part tonight.
Yeah.
Mainly just because where my hands are.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Now we got we need AMC screws, which I think these are, there you go, AMC. Their screws are labeled, so you can't mix them up, which is good.
Yeah,
totally would.
That is good.
Let me get my.
Well, sometimes all the screws look exactly the same, so it's like,
Yep.
or they're about the same size. I wonder if there's a reason for having the different screws, or if they just do it so that
These are different diameters to their depths too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that, and glad the little screwdriver they provide is magnetic.
Yeah,
That helps a lot.
I could have used a magnetic screwdriver the other day. I was changing out the light in my I got a light pole in my backyard, and I was changing out the light on it, and I dropped a screw in the grass.
Oh,
I was like, well, darn it. And then I dropped a second screw in the grass. I was like, well, 2 screws is going to have to be good enough.
there we go. We got the little sidebars lights on. Now we're going to do, we got the chrome piece for the dome, right? That's easy enough, just snaps in place. 2 little pegs on there and there. And we got the red dome light.
Now, does it have any of that wired or anything?
Yes, the wiring will be here. The future kits will actually have a remote control too, where you can turn it on and off, go through the sequence stuff.
Very cool.
And this is 0. You can refer to if you're questioning what you got. The numbering is 03H, which I'm 99.9% sure it's that. 03H beacon lens.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. And that drops in there.
That was kind of a satisfying sound that it made.
It was. And here's where we're going to feed in the electronics. We got next step, take the beacon and LED 03Q and push the bulb up through the center. Okay. And up through the center of the beacon LED bracket, bending the bulb casting as shown.
I can hear your dogs in the background.
Okay, we got this goes in this way.
And Batman's dog's name was Ace.
Yep.
Didn't he have a couple different dogs over the years?
Probably so.
And a cow.
Bat cow.
Yeah. I forget what other pets he had. Anybody watching in the chat know what other pets Batman had other than a dog and a cow?
This goes here to hold that in place. Okay. This will require which screws? 8 ohms. We got a bunch of 8 ohms. They'll give you extra screws in case you drop one, which is good because I'm liable to drop one or 2.
Like I did.
So I got me a little magnet just to help with keeping track of them.
You just say, I don't have any screws loose. They fell out.
Line back up. Here. Has a nice snap there. Popped in place good. Make sure I ran the cable in the right direction.
That is important.
It's my audio coming through fine because I got my mic just laying here on the table.
Yeah.
I asked you that and you robot it out.
I roboted out?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right. Let's see. This will go through this way.
All right, Google. There's Ace the Bat Hound. I don't think all these are Batman's pets because they got crypto listed here, and that's Superman's dog. Alfred the cat. I don't remember that. And Isis is Catwoman's.
Yeah.
Streaks. Who is Streaks?
That's also Superman. That's Superman cat.
Oh, I can't tell from the picture. Titus. That's another dog. That Batman. That's Damian Wayne's.
Okay, let's see what this is now. Let's go through there. And this panel goes into here.
Yeah, Beep Boop is a Superman monkey, not Batman. Bat cow, and then
Worried about the vac chrome on this lever being so thick. It's a very delicate piece too. But it's on there.
Goliath is apparently some kind of dragon bat.
Okay. There's supposed to be a left and right of these, but how do you tell?
I don't know. Hold them up at the camera at the same time. Let me take a look. Do the bottoms have a different curve to them?
Yeah, it's looking at. How's the instructions say how to handle that?
It doesn't have a marking on them to tell you which piece they are.
They do not. Not that I can see. I'm gonna put the prettier side out.
Are they curved any differently at all? Or are they the exact same part?
No, there's a left and right. I think there's a little uglier edge on this side. It's a little deeper on this side, so I would assume that's the inside. And those take different screws. They take the teeny tiny things. Yeah, my big fingers can't open Ziploc bags too well. That's why I just cut them. Oh.
Can you hear my kids in the background? Are you able to hear my kids in the background? I think you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
For some reason, my mic, it unrecognized my mic.
Yeah, and now that rattling sound is back. You just can't win sometimes.
It changed to the other mic. How about now?
Yep, I can hear you. That's good. That cleared it up. Oh boy.
These seem ridiculously small.
Yeah. Let's see. Apparently, the 66 Batmobile was not the first Batmobile. This is from handytv.com. Apparently, there was a Batmobile in Batman's in the 1940s. In his big screen debut in 1943. Let's see, at that time, he motored around in a black 1939 Cadillac Series 75 convertible.
It's more or less just like a car with a Batman logo on the front.
Yeah. And 1949.
This is very frustrating with these little screws.
Yeah. In 1949, Mercury served as the dynamic duo's mode of transportation in 1948's Batman and Robin.
There we go. Finally. The screwdriver provided is too big. So luckily, I had a small, even smaller micro screwdriver here. And it's almost too big. It's probably just a tad bit too big, but it's a flathead, but I actually got it to work.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised they didn't include a screwdriver in the kit.
They did on the first one. It's starting to get annoying. Turn my screwdriver into a magnet screwdriver by sticking a magnet on it.
Forrest Robinson of New Hampshire apparently also built a fantastic touring version of the Batman's Batmobile from a 1956 Oldsmobile Rocket 88.
That's
It's
cool.
a way of promoting the All-Star Dairy products. They apparently had a line of Batman ice cream treats. I wonder if I can find a picture of this thing. Oh, what did I just do? No.
Come on.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, finally. I got this one going. One side down. One to go. Yay! It is on there. It is not easy with a teeny tiny little screws. It's hard to get started.
Oh, it's the Forrest Robinson Batmobile.
Mm-hmm.
It looks pretty cool. It's kind of got a, I don't know, it's pretty streamlined and tapers towards the back, and then has one central kind of fin on the back. On the front of the vehicle, kind of peaks in the center and goes down and away towards either side.
That's cool.
Yeah, that looks pretty sweet.
All right, get that one started. Struggled with that first one.
Yeah. It's easier after you do it once.
There we go.
They apparently considered using a 1959 Caddy, which would have been cool because it's already almost got the, kind of bat fins on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
Those the fins that those Caddies have.
For the 66.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. Ooh, I see an issue that I need to address before I button this sucker up. I see a glint of copper on that cable. So it's been nicked.
Oh.
Both of them.
Both of them got nicked?
At the same spot, so it's going to be a short.
Wonder if you, I don't know, put some glue over it or something, if that would seal it.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually take the wire back off right now. Glad I caught that now.
Yeah.
I'll be wondering, why is my dome light not working?
That would have been upsetting later.
Yes, I would say after, what was it, we're 115 more stages.
Oh, jeez.
I've been like, what?
Do they send you anything so you can test all the electronics while you work? Like to test the power and make sure that the cables and everything are...
They did not.
That would have been a handy thing. Just something to plug it into to test and see if it lights up right.
Cutting up a little bit. I got some white electrical tape.
It was in the movie Started with a Kiss. Before it was used as the Batmobile.
The Futura.
Mm-hmm. With Glenn Ford and Debbie Reynolds. I think at that point it was painted red.
Here we go.
Yep,
that should take care of it.
Car was painted bright red.
I cut a little tiny piece of electrical tape and wrapped it over one side, double wrapped it, then I wrapped the other one together.
Oh,
so that should take care of any problems there. It's like any model building thing, you gotta troubleshoot.
Barris apparently bought it from Ford for $1.
Wow.
The thing originally cost $250,000 to make. So I wonder what $250,000 from 1960 would be now, adjusted for inflation.
Technically, it's about the only person who could buy it because they're not legally allowed to sell concept cars to the public. It's like with, sadly, with the Knight Rider, most of the cars were crushed after it because the movie production got them because they were part of a railroad car derailment. They had a lot of F-bodies on there, and they kept, instead of being just automatically destroyed because they were deemed after the wreck, even though most of them were usable vehicles, but they were still deemed unsellable to the public for safety. So Paramount got all the cars, or the NBC Universal, where it was, NBC Universal, got the cars under a deal. After production, they crush them. So the majority of screen-used Knight Rider cars were crushed.
That's sad.
Only the first batch cars from season 1 were not part of that deal. And the very few that survived that first season are the ones that's left.
So now it would have cost them, adjusting for inflation, it would have been
These little markers, red markers here.
it would have been $2,651,631.
That's a big chunk of change.
Well, I guess the cumulative inflation since 1960 has been 960.65%. That's a lot.
That was almost really bad. Almost lost that.
Oh no. That fell short of how much it sold for when it was auctioned off in 2013. Apparently sold for $4.2 million.
It's through 4.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You can buy a lot of sandwiches with that.
Mm-hmm.
And pay a professional chef to make them.
Feed the cable through the hole on the bottom of this piece. And we need to push this to the side.
What's that sticker on the side of that say?
Emergency bat turn lever. That's what that handle was for. We was talking about earlier.
Uh-huh. That's what I was talking about.
Make sure my tape's not going to get in the way.
Be interested in seeing a clip from the show that shows them using the emergency bat turn lever.
Oh, we get some comments.
I got 2 comments from me testing the chat.
Oh.
It says, "Good evening, and how's everyone doing?"
Well, crud. Apparently, I put that on upside down when I put it back in. No, that's got to be right because it's got a peg in the. Nope, I was right. I put it in upside down. I put it back in. That's why it wasn't fitting.
Well, apparently, the emergency bat turn lever deployed some parachutes, and then also made the car rotate 360 degrees in one spot.
So that's what the emergency bat lever is actually what plugs into this post here. So the light goes in here, and this goes like this. just think, another 115 of these to watch me struggle through.
Oh man.
Definitely going to be ordering me a set of micro screwdrivers because I would have thought they would have had the screwdrivers with the kit.
Yeah. And maybe like just attach a magnet to the side of the screwdriver.
Yeah.
If you don't get a magnetic one.
That goes to here. Okay. I'm second guessing myself again. Yeah, that's where it goes.
So, you think this is going to come with the Batman's license plate later on?
That I don't know.
According to this, he registered with the DMV and got a Gotham 1966 license plate that says, it reads, 2F3567.
That's actually one of the bonus items when you subscribe. You'll eventually get a Batman license plate.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So apparently 2F3567 is the hex code for Batman Blue.
Okay, there we go.
There were other license plate TP6597 and Bat1.
We're in the home stretch. Just gotta put the screws in now.
Picture Batman walking into the DMV all decked out in his bat costume in the 1960s. getting his license plate.
That's the wouldn't be out of character of the show. That'd be a thing.
Those were different times for sure.
Just put these last two screws in. We got this piece done. But I caught those wires been frayed. Okay, we have the roll bar then. We got the emergency bat turn lever, both sides, the signal lights, the siren light, these don't appear, and it's good to go. That's good. You don't have to worry about hurting it with the bat lever. Now, on to probably the easiest of the kits tonight. The windscreen.
Apparently, the the campy, like holy whatever Batman
Mm-hmm.
came from the Tom Swift novels. Which I am unfamiliar with.
There we go.
That was from Mental Floss.
This is number 4. Let's take a quick look on this one. We get the Penguins of Jinx episode. First aired January 20th, 1966. My dad's birthday was January 20th. Batman Year 1, comic series. Batman Year by Year, 1942. Yeah, you can see we just got 3 pieces on this one. The windscreen and the 2 little chrome pieces that go on the sides. You get a left and right. So I think I can less stumbling with this one, I hope. Which I'll pop those pieces on and I'll put it right back in the tray. Because I want to make sure that thing stays safe.
So apparently Adam's West costume had much longer bat ears on it. And then the costume designers realized that they needed to clip the ears because they would be cut off during close-ups.
Oh, that's that one.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
That's going to be the easiest kit tonight. Let's put those back on, and I'm going to put this back over it so it's protected.
It's nice and clean.
Put that one to the side. Now, the transmission bell housing.
And I would have to just wait and put all this stuff in like a box and then just do it all at once when it all got to me. Otherwise, I would feel like I would lose some pieces.
We get to book number 5, The Joker is Wild, episode 5, first aired January 26, 1966. Cesar Romero as the Joker. He wouldn't shave his mustache, and that's awesome.
They just make up over it, huh?
Yep. One of the really good storylines, the comics too, The Killing Joke. This was supposed to be a standalone story until they eventually worked it into the actual regular timeline.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the storyline, it was debated, did Batman kill the Joker? Which, in the original short story, he does. But when they retconned it, basically made it part of the actual main timeline, he didn't. Yet. Year 1943, Detective Comics. And here we got the parts list. We got bell housing plate, bell housing connector, gearbox connector, starter connector, starter connector B, cable, and screws. We got to cut the cable ourselves. Fun. Parts locator, bell housing. That's not where the bell housing goes. But we're going to put the foot together according to instructions, but not. We don't have the chassis. Maybe we should do something with the chassis first.
Yeah. It's interesting how I wonder how they decide to send the pieces out. Like, I think if I were thinking through the process, I would start with I'd kind of build it from the bottom up, you know?
Yep. So I got a hood and a wheel the first time. And now I got the roof, the windshield, and part of the transmission.
Yeah. I mean, parts of it you'd have to do separately.
Yeah.
Because of you're going to have to feed the electronic stuff through. So you need the individual parts of the electronics probably first. Well, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'd have to look at it. So I might send out the individual parts with the electronics that could be separated into standalone pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that all the electronics parts were built and put together. And then after that, work from the bottom up.
This goes here. Oh, that's not. This one is.
But I imagine with something like this is probably complex enough that, you know, they had to put a lot of thought into how they were going to send these pieces out.
I would assume so. This is not going to be a tough kit here.
JBTM, sorry, at 7:56, 2 minutes ago. Jared, how are you tonight, man? Are you excited about Friday?
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it. Okay, there's that. Then we got this one goes inside the bell housing. There's no up or down, so it shouldn't matter. Single space, and these are D-ohm screws. It's wild. You're putting together a clutch cable.
Yeah.
Which is
It's highly detailed.
these parts. Your clutch cable ends. We're an hour in. We're almost done, so we're doing pretty good. If I had a smaller screwdriver, it would have finished out the row bar a little quicker.
Apparently, the show also inspired a woman's haircut called the back cut, which consisted of shaving down a woman's eyebrows and trimming her bangs to match the arch of Batman's cowl.
Interesting. Oh, that's the starter. Oh, one's a starter cable, one's a clutch cable, one's a starter cable. Gotcha. That's wild. That's why I don't try to open these things. I just cut them open. Fingers not work good.
That can be difficult when you're trying to grab small stuff. This must be something that I missed.
Yeah.
An animated movie is coming, it says, but it says in 2015, Warner Brothers announced that West and Ward would be providing voices for a straight-to-video animated film based on the 1960s series aesthetic.
You need 70 millimeters and 60 millimeters of this cable.
So I don't think I ever saw that.
Measure twice, cut once. So does that make this one? Oh, they give us more cable than we need.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
Aren't you glad you got those calipers?
Yes.
Darth is in the house. He says, "Party on, CE."
Party on, Darth. All right, you got the cables cut. Turn the calipers off. The longer of the two is now 05H.
And now 05H.
Yes. Once you cut it, it becomes a different part number.
Is that how that works? It's like you're making your own model kit.
That feeds into cable. So, and it ports in there.
So, who's your favorite Batman?
Oh, live action?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
I think I have to go with Michael Keaton, 89. Christian Bale did really good, but it's a different style. Batman.
Yeah. I liked all the Christian Bale movies, but to me, growing up, it was always Michael Keaton was Batman.
Yep. That's interesting. This kit doesn't even finish out by putting the starter on. I just put this cable onto the starter.
Darth says the live action for him was Christian Bale. And in the comics, he liked Thomas Wayne. I really liked the animated series Batman. It was really good.
Yeah.
It was like it. I mean, it captured everything that was Batman.
That. Well, the starter goes here, but it doesn't tell me to install it yet. But I'm going to put them together so I don't lose them. Okay, that's it for the night.
That's it.
Build.
Well, show us what all you did.
That's what I'll do, and I'll recap last week's too. Well, last month's, so sorry. Let me gather up all my extra screws. Boop, 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 boop.
Can't go around without having a screw loose.
Okay. First up, we did the roll bar tonight, which was a little struggle of not having a teeny tiny micro screwdriver. And I need some little tiny pliers too. But got that together. And I wish they would have labeled this a little more clearly about leaving left and right because there's no indication. But I think I got it right.
Looks like it's all snug on there. Well, sure looks good. I mean, that's.
Mm-hmm. And we got the emergency bat lever. And we did the windscreen, which is just basically putting 2 pieces of chrome on it, and I put it back in the tray.
Good call.
We got the transmission bell housing, which it didn't say install the starter yet, but I did anyway, just so it's not loose somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
On the last month's build, we did put the frame on the hood. Thanks. And it covered pet hair now.
It's so shiny. You can see your face in it.
I got a terry towel. I'm leaving it sitting on. I leave it like this on the terry towel.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And we got the first rim. The hubcap just sits on there until we get more parts. And it's a pretty hefty rim. And the bat phone.
That's fun.
So, yeah, that's the build for tonight. And we got a month till the next one. And they do multiple sets per month. And like I said, there's 120 of these. So we'll be doing this for a little while.
Yeah. 5 of 120 down.
But it would be nice to be able to have some way to test this to make sure that's working before I do a full assembly. I might have to rig up a couple wires and a little battery and see if I can get this lighted up.
Make sure you know what the LEDs are rated for.
Right. I'll do like a little tiny battery. Little watch battery or something.
Yeah. Like a 1 point. It's either going to be like 1.5 or 3 volts, I think.
Well, I definitely want to make sure that's there's nothing wrong with that broken in that connection. If there is, I can contact them about getting a replacement.
Yeah. Something just must have like scraped across the wires and the.
Yeah, it's just like it crimped it right there, and it's on both sides of both wires. I think with the tape, it's fine, but I definitely want to test it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's check the chat real quick.
I think we are up to date. The last comment I see is Thomas Wayne.
Super shiny. Alrighty, everybody in the chat, thank you for coming out and hanging watch me struggle with my big hands, and definitely knowing this one. Let me know I need to go grab a few tools before the next build. check out them beforehand. I need some tiny micro screwdrivers, some little pliers, tiny needles pliers, and I think that will help a lot.
Yeah.
But,
Maybe like a tray with a magnet or something in it to hold screws.
I kind of rigged up one of those with this.
Oh, look at that.
And I keep that handy so I don't lose them because my table is leans a little bit, so stuff.
Yeah. A little bit.
Rolls.
That's like,
it's not the table itself; it's actually the sun porch I'm on.
oh yeah.
Because it was built as a deck, and this was added on. So, so the porches are slanted, so water runs off of them.
Yeah. Well, apparently my kitchen was built slanted so that water would run off of it too. It's actually added on to the back of the house, and so the original house is all forward from there, and then the kitchen and back mudroom were added on, so it slopes downhill.
Alrighty, I think that's to do it for the night, and well, everybody, we appreciate you coming out and watching me build the Batmobile. And thank you to FANHOME again for sending this to me. This is really going to be a fun project. The more kits you get, the more stones start coming together. It's going to be even cooler.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Yes, sir.
That's going to be a lot of anticipation.
And we'll catch y'all next time.
All right,
Later.
Good night.
Good night.